Hey everybody, welcome back to TomGirl, where we talk all things sports, entertainment, fashion, and adventure. And tonight's segment, we were going to have Charisma from NBC's Songland on and her brother Calvin. Unfortunately, Charisma is out sick, but we still got Calvin here, and he's going to give us some good scoop on their upcoming album and a lot of new music, so stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey guys, I'm JJ. Thanks for coming back for another episode of TomGirl. Very excited to have Calvin Dixon here tonight. Thanks for coming in, Calvin.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
All right, well, let's catch people up to speed a little bit how you relate with your sister here. Obviously, that's obvious. But so your sister was just on NBC's Songland, and she was on the episode with will.i.am.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was really a great moment for us. Like, coming out here to LA from India, making it out here straight out of India, and then us submitting songs to Songland, and we didn't even know that will.i.am was going to be a part of it until the last minute. And they were like sending me like, "Oh, you want will.i.am's group?" I was like, "What?" They didn't even mention that in the list. I would have sent them a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, so that's funny. So when you submit things, you don't know who's going to be on there.
But it works out perfectly because we always love writing inspirational stuff. And Invincible was a song. And it's such a big moment because from her solo career when she released King, and then we have a second song called On a Roll, and now it's Invincible. So that whole team is like, it's just going, like, it's her women empowerment team and us being here from where we are. We started off with being writing gospel music, and we just want to keep feeling uplifted. And I think it's just an impact, like, it's how the energy and the universe just keeps giving us back. Like, you know what? You want uplifting stuff? Here you go. Here you go.
Yeah. So you and Charisma have been writing together for a long time. So starting back in India with the gospel music, correct? How did you find that genre, and how did you begin there?
We actually started out writing and performing in church, and we started like making a lot of uplifting music. So I used to go to a very traditional Catholic church back at home, and I used to be really bored with some of the hymns, because it was so back in the day, and I used to every week I used to go there and like change the whole section of the hymns and just make my own stuff, and like have everyone used to pick it up instantly in church, and the next Sunday everyone's singing the song that I made last week. I was like, wow, I'm gonna keep doing this. So it started off that way, and then I got Charisma more into writing and more into like making melodies and stuff, because it started with me just recreating the whole church scheme and the themes, and that's how I went to Bombay. That was west of India, where I started doing sound engineering. And my film, I graduated in film school, so I started. I learned a lot from that process, because I had to literally watch movies and listen to them without the visuals, and just listen to them by just the audio. And I was like, wow, this is so. So I used to like keep doing this as a practice, like just watch movies, just listen to it without the audio, and then vice versa. So I was like, this gave me a lot of practice to like write more and more stuff, because I used to see things visually and write without even listening to anything. So it's like, so this created a picture in my head. I started like writing more gospel stuff, and like I went to this big studio in India. We started writing this team. Charisma came over some time, and then we started up this album. We got a call from the US. We released the first music video. We had a mini indie deal from Oklahoma. So I was like, a weird place, but it was a place where we first went to when we came to America. It was the first place that we went to. I was like, wow, it's amazing.
What was the difference between India and Oklahoma?
Oklahoma.
Culturally.
I mean, I didn't stay enough to know exactly what, I just knew that it was not many people. and coming in from India, and just going in there, my dad and me was like, yo, where is this place? What are we doing here? Are you sure this label is out here? I was like, yeah, there is. I mean, they've called me, they've given me an address. And so we went out there and we just tested the waters. And then my second trip was LA. And I was like, I told my dad, I was like, yo, this place is where I want to do my music because I just feel this energy out here is so good. Like, I feel there's a lot of creative energy that I felt when I first came to LA. And ever since, we've been just like grinding and hustling and just doing what we need to do. And I got my sister here after like a year and a half after I set base and like met like a team that we could work forward with. And like she came out here and then she built like she started going to artist development. So she was in New York and then she was doing some stuff and that's when we wrote King and all that came out. But it was just such a journey where it was like, yo, this whole place and this had to teach us because we were in India, we were pretty spoiled, just to be honest. And we had everything underneath. Like, my dad gave us everything. He had a restaurant, he had this, so food was not a problem. Just go there. So it was just this had taught us, LA and everything had just taught us to write more and more music, and that's what we're really proud of, and we're so happy to show that in our EP. It's everything over the years and everything that we've done. So
let's show a little bit of that because so he brought some music. We're just gonna still. Poor Charisma is out sick, so that's sad she can't be here for you guys. But we're still gonna bring it all in and show you guys some upcoming stuff. So this is an album that you guys have worked on together.
Yes.
So we're gonna give you some samples of that album. We're not gonna play the full thing, but just so you get a little taste. All right. So one of the first songs. So the album is called Elliot.
Elliot.
Yeah. And where did the name come from?
So Elliot is the street where we were born. So we were born in that street, and it's funny because it's India. Being in India, we still have a lot of British names in our streets, and so we coming from an Anglo-Indian background that's half British, and I was like, it's so cool to have her EP called Elliot because that's where she's from, and so I spoke with her, and she was like, yo, that is really cool. We could just definitely keep that, it just reflects who I am. Yeah,
that's great. So the first song we're going to talk about is Home.
Yes.
So we'll play a little bit of that and tell us the inspiration behind the song.
Home.
Rumors of the smoking barrel. There's trouble in the air, warning that we must be careful as we face our fears. It's unclear, it's hard to breathe in here. The time keeps moving faster.
So where did the inspiration from this come from?
So Home was pretty recent. It was last year, and I just had this idea. I was like, you being out here in LA, and we've coming from a distance. Like, let's write something that is like that. Wherever we go, we make a home. And this is actually a song where it's like she. Like whatever the journey may be and whatever it has for us, we're gonna name it home because that's where we learn what we learn from is where we come from, and this is how we built a home. And I was like, it'd be so cool to have metaphorically make it a love song, but at the same time display who we are as from where we're from and what has been suffocating all this while, and I just want to keep it in the song and help us to narrate that story. And she was like, yeah, let's sit. And it took us a while to come up with the concept because it had a big riff. That's the first verse. So we cracked our heads to like think like what words could go in there. But we actually came out, when she sings it, it's just mesmerizing because it's like, it's us. And the best songs truly come, it's when you explain your story well and it's you. So, and that's how we portrayed the song. That's why we call it Home. It's just a statement, like, we had so many names and we don't even mention home as much in the song because in the end she says, look at what I've become. That's like the ending line of the song. Look at what I've become. No matter what the road has brought for us, so many things that have gone down the way. So my heart is still searching for a home. And this is to look at what I've become. So it's like, indirectly it's like, this is what it is. Like you're going to be, everyone wants that perfect life, and you got that it's right in front of you. You got to make a home out of it.
Yep. Yeah. Great. All right, let's go to this next song. It's called Winners, and you said this one is actually inspired by the win on Songland.
Oh, yes. Right. Actually, this song was actually written 3 years ago, but we didn't have a purpose to release the song because we were like, it's cool to have a winning song, but I just wanted to have I just told her let's just release King. And let's have On a Roll as a singer.
Okay.
And On a Roll and other stuff, but we could definitely think about a winning song after we've done something in the process. So she agreed with that, and I was like, yo, Winners is such a great song right now because Songland was a winning moment for us. So she's like, yeah, we gotta have this in EP, because we were thinking it was so many. We nearly pitched it to Netflix. Netflix was about to take that song, but we were like, but they didn't want the singer, so it was hard. So we had to like really speak with the supervisor and like, you know, bring back the song away and have her sing it, because it was just like, it was. Good.
Yeah, and I guess that we're told we actually don't have this one. Sorry, guys, little tease. So we'll have to get this one for them
Damn, sorry,
later.
But yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear it in the EP.
Yeah. Is the EP out now or not
yet?
Okay.
So
We're
this
gonna
is
have to stand by for that one.
exclusive
Okay.
stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So
It
they're getting this stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but the song Winners is just so much. It's like, you know, we learn from our mistakes, and that's the song about, and that's how we win.
Yeah.
That was the story.
Well, speaking of that, of the winning, how did it feel for you guys when will.i.am did decide to pick Charisma's song as well? Like when he took all three people.
It was shocking, because the fact that will.i.am is such a great person, like as an artist and a legendary artist, and when Charisma told me the news, and I was like, wow, it was like 3 songs, and he took out 2 songs from his album just to have our songs in there. That's like, all my life I grew up on his music. I used to like literally switch my dad's caller tune where the ringing tone used to be like, "Where's the love?" So everyone used to call him, and they used to hear his song like, "Where's the love?" And it was for everyone's phone, because I was that much crazy about that song and all the rest that he's done. I mean, in all his albums. And so I was like, this is just amazing that us having an Invincible song and giving it to will.i.am, and like now he's interested to even like push the waters even more on us, and like willing to work with us in other music of them. And we got the news like 2 weeks ago, and we were so excited, like, wow, he wants to work with us with more music. And it's just like, it's not only one song. So he's really looking forward to have a meeting with us after he comes back from his tour.
Oh, that's very exciting! And congratulations!
Thank you. Yeah. So it's just like, and so we just kept on with the momentum, like no matter what. Like I even told her, like, if Songland is not just the only place for you, like you have so much great music. Like this is like you've got this position now. We just got to push it even more.
Did you find a lot more doors opening for you guys after being on Songland?
Yeah, we already had a lot of doors initially. Like definitely Songland has helped us to be where we are in terms of like how we've pushing ourselves to even go even further. But before that, we had so many deals come at us on the table. We were just waiting for the right one. Like, you know, we wanted to have, because it's very hard for an artist to be themselves. And that's why my company came up on, it's called BU. So after we released King, and I have my own company called BU, it's like an independent record label with the management team, production, and a writing team, so that we have artists who are comfortable of being themselves and to come into the company and like work. So that's the reason why we had many offers before, like in terms of we denied so many stuff, because we just wanted her to be herself. Like we didn't want her to go and do something that she's not comfortable doing.
Yeah, she had talked about that other people had wanted her to change her look or change her sound.
Yes, definitely. And we had that many times in terms of a sound as well. Like it was a lot of cheesiness that we said no to in terms of like the way she is, because everyone thinks she has a pop voice, and so it's like, you know, it's a great pop. I was like, what's the point of having your sound the same as everyone else? It just doesn't make no sense.
I love that she has a really strong conviction and is such a strong. And when she was here before, she talked about how she's really such a strong feminist and believes in that. You know, has she always been that way, or where does some of those that strength come from?
It's surprising. When I heard your show, it was called TomGirl, and I was like, Charisma's always been there. She's always been that boyish, and the way she moves and the way she does things and the way she puts herself is from a young age. Like she's always trying to be the stepping stone. And so King was such a great song for her, because she's actually like, she wants to control, she wants to have that power like all the time, and I see that in what her mind tells me to do, and that's why I get inspired to write music and melodies and stuff, looking at the way she's putting herself forward as who she wants to be. And it just inspires me. And obviously I've been with her for such a long time, writing music and doing stuff and seeing her sound and see what's the best the best notes, the best keys, the best melodies that fits her voice. So many songs that we've written back and forth, and we just selected a few. So it's just that, it's definitely helped us being together, and coming here and doing stuff together has helped us than her being alone and like doing things like, it's just, it just, because it's like she's reciprocated that way, like, and how she does with her music and the way she moves.
Yeah, and it's great that you're here to have that, to give her that support.
Yes, for
help
sure.
her stay true to who she is.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's great. All right, let's give him another. Let's go ahead and play On a Roll.
Oh yes.
Hear the bell ring, I'm in control. Prepare for the fight, got nothing to lose. Hear the bell ring, and my heart sings. Say what you want, I do this for me. And I'm on a roll. Oh, I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll.
All right, well, I'd say she's on a roll now, and you guys are both on a roll.
Perfect. Yeah. In fact, we released a song before she won, before we came to know about the will.i.am selecting our stuff. So we released that song in Feb, and that was a song where we were just sitting by the keys. We did a tour with Anderson .Paak in India. We opened up a couple of shows with him, and there was a lot of stuff going on in terms of like a lot of situations like visa problems and stuff. So we were like, you know what, we're gonna come away from all of this. It's just a matter of time, and just write something. Just let us uplift ourselves, and like, and we are on a roll any which ways. And that's why we came up with that idea. And I was just singing, I'm on a roll. I was just like humming it. I was like, wow. I couldn't get any word after that. I was like, this just let this be the hook. And we just started off that way, and this making the whole songs about the independent dream, embracing your struggles, fighting for your passion, and you're just going to be on your roll no matter what, because you still have that in your pocket, like,
So what I love about all your songs on this album is that they are so inspiring, and and have that strength and that uplifting power to them. I want to play one more. We'll play the music video from King. So talk about making the music video for this one.
Oh, King.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. King was like, we actually shot this way before we left for tour in India. And so we were out there touring, and we had one day to shoot this video because the next day we had to leave. So, because we didn't have no plan to shoot the video, because we were really pushing it in terms of like a single. And we had one of the great videographers who heard the song. His name was, forgot his name, but he reached out and he's like, yo, this song's amazing, and we can definitely get this video down. So I was like, wow, let's do it. And so this was in Lake Arrowhead, in fact, and we went out there to shoot it, and I was like expecting more because the song was so big. But then I had someone else tell me when they saw the video, he was like, this is such a raw interpretation of who she is. Like, you just need that, the way she expresses herself in the song. You don't need much. Like, it's just that energy and the self-confidence, the self-esteem. You don't need all those big VFX stuff going around, because you yourself are proving it with your words. So that's what makes this video powerful, though.
Yeah, and I love that it's also like you had a short amount of time to make something happen. You could have said, "Oh no, we can't do that,"
Yeah, exactly.
But you guys had the guts and the strength to do it.
Yeah, we were there from like 5 in the morning, and then we ended up at 9, 10 in LA. So, and the next day, and like in 4 hours, we had to catch a flight. So,
but you're exhausted when you got on that flight.
My God. I had to anyways keep up with the time difference, because I have to go back and then switch. So I was like, might as well just stay awake.
So that's great. Are you going to do music videos for more on this album?
Oh yes, for sure. We were actually discussing my video guy, who's really talented. His name is Marshall, and he had a great idea behind On a Roll, and trying to do some crazy stuff that was pretty interesting. So hopefully we get that soon, and we just released merchandise for it. So we were both fan of sushi. So we were like, yeah, it'd be so cool to have sushi on your T-shirt and write on a roll. So I was pretty. Everyone loves it. They love the idea. So we started. So we got all the material stuff from India. My mom came. She's here. She brought in all the hoodies and the stuff. So it's kind of cool.
That's great. What are the next steps for you and Charisma and your music, and how's your family helping?
Yeah, my family's always been a great help in terms of helping us to do what we want, and especially we have a studio now in LA, and we're always making music, and we're always having great producers and writers come and work and keep working, and we have so many songs, not about just EP is just like an introduction. But we have like this whole theme and story that we are trying to narrate, like, about her love life and everything. So it's just like, we wanted to have a great process, and I think it's right now it's just falling in. And I have my own project at the same time that I'm doing, and I'm working. So she's a part of it as well as features, and then I have other Songland artists as well who are coming in as features. And for me, music just keeps me where I want to be. So it's like, So I'm all out there. My parents are coming in. My dad actually is supposed to come in September, and he's going to be here for my wedding. So I'm gonna get married.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. Yeah. So my fiance as well. She's been so supportive. I've been 9 years with her. So. So it's finally I got her from India to come here. Yo, you need to come here.
Yeah, and now you better put a ring on it if you moved her from all that way.
Exactly. Yeah, I better. So she's really so supportive, and now I'm here in LA doing that, and at the same time creating my career with my sisters, and we're just going with the flow.
For some of your other projects, when are people going to be able to hear? You said you're collaborating with some of the other Songland artists.
Yes.
Will that music be released soon, or how will people get a taste?
I have a lot of music in the works. I have Charisma's music is where I'm trying to drop some features with her. Then I have some features with Ollie, who is also a great musician and a great talented human being. I just love the energy that he portrays in his music, and it's something that what I always wanted to do. And he's got this James Brown mixed with Marvin Gaye, and I just want to bring that into today's world. And so we have this great song that we did a month ago, and it's just so uplifting because it's called Lift It Up. And it's really, really cool. And I had Fresh come in and do keys, my producer, and we were just playing and vibing out. And that song is great. We're gonna launch it as hopefully, as we're looking at more for my project or his project. So we just don't know exactly where it's gonna fit. But it's just a great song, and I have so many other songs with other artists as well. Hopefully Danny comes on board as well, and he's also very talented. And I think you had him here for an interview, right? Danny?
Fields.
Yeah, Danny Fields.
Yes, last week.
Yes.
Not on the TomGirl show, but on Songland show we had him, and he was fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, he was
she's
fun.
dope. Very, very talented.
Yeah.
Debbie too, and she's really, really talented. Have some great music with her as well.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So Songland fans are going to get more.
Definitely.
Well, we do have one sample, right, of your solo project. Do we have to
Yes,
attempt to play?
for sure.
Let's play a little taste of that.
Hold up, let me feel this shine. Wait on it, sip it just like wine.
So who's singing on this?
Ollie.
This is Ollie. Okay.
Phone ring, I just hit decline. Hold up, let me make my moves. Watch the paper turn to ice, no cubes. I be the king on the track, no blues. Watch me get lit, no fuel. I'ma turn it up till it's blowing up the speaker. Serving up swag and you go eat up.
Can you have Charisma at the background too?
We gon' lift up the vibe. Watch me take it high.
Oh yeah, that's fun. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one had to be fun to produce and make.
Yes, it was so. I mean, especially, I'm a big fan of Kanye, so I have a lot of influences of his music on my stuff, especially with On a Roll, and And this song as well, I was like, yo, this would be so interesting to have these elements come on board and give it this urban feel and this urban vibe. And then Fresh was like, yo, he played the keys. And we were just saying, like, why can't we just write a song being lifted up in the studio? And like, yeah, let's do it. And then Charisma threw in some words, and I was like, yo, let's serve up some swag. Yeah. So it was
Well,
cool.
had a great energy.
Yeah.
What do you love most about making music?
For me, it's all about trying to get the right melody and getting the right feel towards the melody. Because for me, it's like I love to just sit and just hum a lot of stuff. I'll just be humming. And they'll be just looking at me, like, be it anywhere. When I used to be in New York and stuff, I used to be humming and writing, and like everyone would be like, what the heck are you doing, dude? Who is this dude? And I just have a whole bunch of voice notes that I just have these ideas that I come up with, and I just keep them there, and then I just go back to the studio, and I'm just like, yo, this is my idea. And I'm with my producer Fresh, and he's be there, and we're like, this is the idea. Let's get the chords, let's get this done. And some of them were like, yo, are you sure? And then when it comes out to be so crazy, it's like, wow. Because same thing with On a Roll, like we wrote that on a voice note. Like we wrote the whole song, and I sent voice notes to Joey and Drew, who's the other producers, and I was just like, this is a song. And they were like, this song's crazy. And after a week, I heard the song On a Roll. I was like, this is what you guys did to it? I was like, wow. So it's just that feel that you want to portray, and that's exciting for me. It's like, when I'm feeling something, I just want to do it immediately and just have it saved, and then I could just work on it. And that's just the best thing about music, like, anywhere, anytime. Just do what you want.
Yep. Make people feel it.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I want to thank you so much for
sure.
stepping in and sharing all of this with us.
Thank you for having me on the show. It's a great opportunity for many young writers and producers, and I'm grateful and thankful for us y'all having these kind of shows. It just helps us to even love what we do even more.
Well, we love what you do, and we love to hear the music. So let everybody know where they can follow you and where they are going to be able to hear things.
Yes. My Instagram is it's gal. Another way of saying it, hits gal. And my Twitter is all the same. Facebook the same. I have Elliot dropping soon. I have my project, my own project dropping as well. You could also follow Charisma Was Here. She's a big part of my project, so so I'd love for you guys to check us out. Our shows are coming up 5th July, 11th July. A lot of upcoming events in LA.
Shows in LA? Okay. Yeah. Where are the shows at?
So the first show's in Hotel Cafe. A bunch of Songland winners and writers who were at the show are performing. It's like a Songland event.
Hotel Cafe, guys, if you haven't been there in LA, it's fantastic. It's one of my favorite places. It's so small, and it's just a very intimate place. It's a great place to hear music.
I know. I've never been there, but I believe it's really good. 5th of July, 7 p.m. onwards, and then 11th July, it's adults only. That's just Charisma and another artist's show.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much. Thanks, everybody, for joining us again this week. We'll see you here again next week. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.